Kids, it's Sunday night. That means it's time to get into some New York Times games. So let's see what we can get into tonight. If we got time after, we'll head back into the wasteland for some Fallout. So let's start off with the Wordle. And our default opener, slates. 2 letters, okay, so let's go to proud. Not 1 letter off of that. Okay, so we got an E, an L, and a placed D. Kind of want to eliminate some more letters or see if we can get 1 more. So let's try winch, the remaining vowel, and some remaining common consonants. Oh, and that was a big one. So we've got the W, I, and the D placed, L, E to go, so probably yield. All right. Okay, right in the middle of the pack, not bad. I thought we were going to be behind the curve maybe on this one, but it worked out. Let's go to connections. What do we have today? Pedestrian, barcode, tax, railroad, zebra, everyday, school, avenue, rugby shirt, approach, banal, parking, philosophy, humdrum, IBM logo, and method. Rugby shirt is Rugby shirt and IBM logo. Are those going to be things that are like striped? Yeah, zebra would fit with that as well. And then barcode probably, yeah. There we go. All right, stripy things. Yeah, that fits. Okay, what else do we have here? Philosophy, approach. Yeah, so philosophy and approach can group with method. So like ways to look at things or think about things. So then what would be the last one? Avenue. Philosophy, approach, method, probably avenue. Nope. Everyday, parking, railroad, tax, humdrum. Or is philosophy the one that doesn't fit? Philosophy or avenue, what are we thinking? What's the one that we replace it with? I think I see something else, so I think I want to move on to something else for now and then maybe come back to this. Because banal is kind of specific, and what I see is that goes with pedestrian and humdrum, and then probably every day. Okay, there we go. So, philosophy, method, approach. And then what would be the other one? Parking, school, railroad, avenue, and tax. I think we're just going to have to use our last 3 mistakes and try to do some random shit here. So philosophy, approach, and method, I'm pretty sure are the 3 main ones. We know avenue doesn't go with those. Either avenue or philosophy doesn't go, but I think philosophy is more goes with those. But let's see. Approach, method, philosophy. Railroad. No. Yeah, maybe philosophy's not the one then. Okay, it definitely is. So then, not railroad, not avenue. Got one mistake left. So tax, school, or parking. To go with method, approach, and philosophy. School. Oh, school of thought. Probably, yeah. Okay. Technique. There we go. So tax, avenue, railroad, and parking. Oh, those are going to be things on a Monopoly board. All right. A little rough on that one today. Let's go on to pips. Hard mode. What do we have interesting on the board? Okay, so right away, these two adding up to 12 means that those both have to be sixes. And we only have 2 6s down here. Or no, I'm sorry, we have 3. So that narrows down a little bit. We have a 1 here, but there's a lot of 1s. We have a 3 here. There's 2 3s. We have 4 of the same and 3 of the same. So what do we have that's 4 of the same? We have 3 zeros. Excuse me, geez. 5 1s, but one of them is used here, but that could still be 1s. No 2s, it looks like. Only 2 3s. Lots of 4s, so it's likely that these are 4s. But also 4 5s it could be. So 1s, 4s, or 5s are the 4 equal here. What can we do with that? Not much, really. I think we have to start with the 6s, maybe. So we don't have a double 6, so this 6 up here is going to branch out into the pink. And 2 that add up to 8, if we use our last 6 there, the another one has to be at least 2. So it can't be the 6 1, it can't be the 6 0. Okay, so this has to be the 6 4. And that means now that this other square has to be a 4. But we have a lot of those, so that doesn't really help. This 1 here, though, it can go either up into the 10 or down into the 8. But again, either way, if this is a 6, that has to be a 2 at least. If this is a 6, that has to be a 4 at least. So either way, can't be a 0 or a 1. So the 1 1 is out. But we've got a 1 4, 1 5, and 1 6. It could be any of those. So the remaining 6 here goes with either a 1 or a 0. And it can go one of 2 ways. Either of them are equal with another thing. So not a lot of help there. Yeah, I don't think we have much in the way of guaranteed fits here. So we're going to have to just start trying things, it looks like. So the nice thing is because these both, the orange and the dark gray here, are pretty much the same thing, I don't think it matters too much which way this is oriented. So let's try the 6 0, which now we can do some stuff with and try some things. What you see now with the pink and the orange, that has to be a 4, that has to be a 0 if this is correct. We could use this for 0, but then that locks us into a domino that has to add up to 10. And looking at the rest of these, we don't have one of those. we have like a 8, 7, 9, 8, 6, 5, 2, 5, 5. So that's not a possibility. Excuse me. So we need a 4 something and a 0 something, and those two somethings have to add up to 10. So 4 zeros out because two things that add up to 10, even if one's a 6, the other one has to be at least a 4. So both of these have to be at least 4. So to go with the 4, we need the 4, 4 or the 4, 5. We don't have a 4, 6. So this one is going to have to either be 5 or 6 to go with the 0. We have a 0, 5, and that's it. So that locks us into 0, 5 and 4, 5. So now the 1 joins up with a double 8 down here. So this has to be at least 2 with the 1. But we still have 1, 5 and 1, 6. We have a double here that need to both be the same. And the only one that does that is this double 4. Which, oh no, I'm sorry, we have a double 1. So which one of those is that going to be? It doesn't, it kind of doesn't matter because whichever double we have here, that locks us into another double here because those have to both be the same. So let's try it this way. We use the double 4 here. The double 1 comes down here, and then the remaining ones. Oh, see now. Yeah, this part up here is off then because a double. This cascades. A double here forces a double here, which forces another double down here. So that doesn't work, which means this one right here is oriented the wrong way. It's going to have to go down like this. Which means we're going to have a double here. So is that going to be the 4s or the 1s? Well, it forces a 5, 1 over here. So just, let's see, we have 4 4s left. We have 4 1s left. Could be either or down here. Let's leave that open for now. This is a 0, and it needs to go with either a 3 or a 1 or 4. Out of those options, we only have 0, 4. So that locks us into 4s down here. If that's correct, which means this is going to be the double 1. Okay, so now we have to fill in some 4s in the bottom here. We can do the double on the edge here. And then the remaining 4. But now we have a different problem. We have a 3 equal, and we don't have anything left that we have 3 of. Ooh, it's getting a little hairy, kids. So what can we do with that? Yeah, we need a double there. So maybe I'm thinking this these zeros here are going to be maybe the 3 set. So then, okay, this would be a 6 1. But this has to go with it. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, that works out perfectly, actually. And then a 1 4 here. Okay. And then the last 4 goes with a 0. These zeros are in there. So we have a 0 5 and a 0 6. One of those is going to go with the 8. We need a 3 up here. That's going to go with either a 5 or a 2. That's going to go with the 5 because it goes with the 2. We're going to need a 6 there, and that goes with a 0 into the 8. That doesn't work. So 3, 5, and then that locks in the other 3 over here, which gives us just enough down to the 8 to go with the remaining 6. And then the last 0 has to go in that blue. All right. A little rough, but we got there. Okay, strands. Let's hunt down some words. Around it goes. So carousel, maybe. Things that spin. I don't know. I don't really see anything right off the top. So let's try to get some random words here and get things going a little bit. Totes, and hats. What does that give us? Foil. Okay. Let's see. That's no. Herb. Helped. What does that give us? Scarf. Okay, scarf goes around your neck. Foil, yeah, foil you can wrap around things. So not quite the around I was thinking of originally, but more things that you can wrap around other things. Yeah, but I still don't really see much that fits that theme. So here, head, and bear. What does that give us? Shawl. Okay. So we have a couple like clothing items here. Yeah, I'm still not really seeing much that fits that theme. Waist. Tread, get another one. Stole, okay. Well, this is a big one. Is this flatbread? Wow. That changed things up. We went from 3 clothing items to a flatbread and a foil. Now, we haven't found the spangram yet, so that's getting kind of limited. It's gonna, yeah, it's gonna have to include this corner down here. So, okay, that's a wrap. It takes us all the way around the edge here. And then we've got 2 words left in the middle. Pain. Oh no, we've got 1 word. Okay, cellophane. Tricky Sunday today, kids, but we're getting them done. Okay, let's check out the Sudoku, which it's 7 o'clock here, and the rest of those I think were still the Sunday ones. But the Sudoku, and if you look back at the top here, they already have the crossword switched over to Monday. And they already have the Sudoku switched over to Monday, November 17th. Why do they do that so early? On the crossword, I don't mind because you can always go back and do the previous days, but you can't with the Sudoku as far as I know. So that's irritating. But let's see what we've got to work with here. Ones. Okay, right away, the middle box on the right, the 2 right columns are ruled out, and this last one here is ruled out by that one. So we have a 1 right there. And it's probably about it for ones for now. 2s. Okay, we have a 2 in this column here, 1 up there. Oh, so this is kind of complex. And where's my pointer? Well, so try to follow the cursor, but this 2 down on the left here rules out that first column. So there's a 2 definitely in the second column here in this box. So going up to the next box, the 2 up here is going to have to be over on the right. So keep that in mind. One of those 2 cells is the 2. When we look over here to the right, this 2 in the middle rules out those 2 from being a 2. So the 2 in this box has to be across the top row, which rules this cell from being a 2, which means the 2 over here has to be in that box right there. Okay, how about 3s? Nope, 4s. 5. Okay, a little something here. These 2 5s put a 5 down here. Those 2 5s put a 5 down here. Now you see in both of those, the 5 is in the bottom 2 rows. That creates that X-wing that we talked about last week. So now in the middle box, the 5 has to be in one of these 2 across the top. But that doesn't really do anything for us just yet. So how about 6s? No, 7s. 7 in one of those 2, one of those 2. Nope, 8. Okay, so we have an 8 in one of these in the first column, which means up in the top box, we have to go to this column, and it's ruled out of the top cell by this 8 here. So 8 has to be there, which across the top 3 rows puts an 8 in this middle box on the far right. Okay, so now that rules out the 8 from the top row in this bottom right box. This 8 rules out the middle row. So the 8 in this bottom right box has to be in the bottom row, which in the middle box puts 8 in the top row, one of those 2. And this one sees this 8 up here. So 8 has to be there now. And I think that's probably it for 8s. How about 9s? Okay, I think that's all we get from that. So let's check out the candidates. We don't have any singles right off the bat, it looks like. So let's start going through here. So over on the left, these 3 can only be 6, 8, or 9. So that locks 6, 8, and 9 into these 3 cells in this box and in this column. So we can switch over to candidate and rule out the 6, 8, and 9 from this cell. from this cell, from these up here, and from these down here. Which cleans up quite a bit. What it does is now these two are locked into 2 and 7. So 7 comes out of there and there. That's it. But it does give us a 3 down here, which now we can come across to the right, and that gives us a 7 and a 5. And not much else at the moment. Looking across this row right here, we have a 3-7, a 4-7, and a 3-4. So those 3 cells can only be 3, 4, and 7. So that takes 3, 4, and 7 out of this box. Oops. Take 7 out of this box, and it takes 3, 4, and 7 all out of this box. So now that's a 6, and this one over here is a 9. What does that do? Okay, so now the 3 columns on the right, 6 is locked into this middle column right here. And then going across the 3 middle rows, 6 is locked into this middle row right there. Okay. And then just glancing at this top left box here, there's only one cell where a 9 can go, and that's this one right here. And now looking at 9s, over here in this right middle box, 9 can't be here because of this 9 up here, which means 9 has to be in the rightmost column, which down in this box puts 9 into one of these two, and it sees that one. So 9 is going to be there. Okay, let's cycle back through a little bit. 1s, 2, okay, so with 4s, in this top right box, 4 is ruled out of those two, which means 4 has to be across the top row in one of these two. So none of the rest of the cells across the top are going to be a 4. Takes 4 out of all of these and locks us into a 6 right there, which looks like it's going to give us a few others. Finish off that top left box at least. And then that carries over to the right here as well. And finishes up quite a bit. Now we can move into the bottom middle, or the middle. And this carries around quite a bit. This might be the last step, actually. Yeah, at this point, it's just glancing around and seeing where the single possibilities or the single candidates pop up when you keep filling in new answers. And yeah, that takes us all the way around the rest of the grid. There we go. All right. Taking a little while so far, so don't know if we're gonna get to Fallout tonight, but let us attack not the Monday crossword because it's still Sunday. We're going after the big boy here. Misquoting Shakespeare. That'll be interesting. Okay, so let's see what we can get filled in here. They're charged for long trips. Phones. Ooh. We'll tentatively fill it in for now. Tool with a point. All is a pretty common crossword answer, so I feel okay filling that in. No longer in as good a place. Not sure. Here. Early smartphone model of the 2000. Oof. It's going back quite a bit. Motorola Razrs for RAZR, maybe. But does that even go back to the early 2000s? I'm not sure. Conflict that ended with the Treaty of Non-King. Sure. King's assessment of his son. Okay, so this is going to be misquoting Shakespeare because it's going all the way across there, and I'm not sure where to begin with that one. Parisian possessive. Not super familiar with French, sorry. Cultrites. DOJ branch that deals with trafficking, so narcotics or DEA. Eight down Wayne's World, and we don't know what that is yet, so I'm not going to try 27 across. Harder to grasp in a way, like oilier, slimier, something like that. Not sure which one. But I guess we could kind of tentatively fill in a IER. That seems reasonable. Done deal, not sure. Disney World, yeah, I'm not sure. Davis of Old Hollywood, Betty Davis, probably. Possibility of losing one's job, don't know. Radiates. Emits, but that's only 4 letters. Pulse glow, I'm not sure. So that's another quote. Didn't expect that, so no. Platt in Broadway's Dear Evan Hansen, not sure. Marine Menace, Orca. Orca's a fairly common crossword clue, so let's try that for now. Food at this restaurant stinks, but the duck seems fine. That seems like it probably is another Shakespeare quote because it's fairly long. Nelson Lambre, no idea. Gal from Israel would be Gal Gadot. Or Gal Gadot. Something athletes strive to break. In only 3 letters. Not sure. Dots on Faces, we just did that game. It's Pips. Game show purchase from Ryan Seacrest. Those are all an E's. Oh, Ryan Seacrest hosts Wheel of Fortune now, doesn't he? So yeah, I'd like to buy an E. Customarily, not sure. Frequent question about the spelling of Caribbean. So right away, what that makes me think of is, what is it, Hamlet? To be or not to be. So the misquote probably would just be changing TO to TWO. To be or not to be. Maybe to bees or not to bees. That's we'll leave it for now because it's going to be something like that. Team transports. Not sure. Inserted as into a printer with only 3 letters. Fed. I think probably. It's over your head, your hair, maybe. Capture is usually nab. No, Mr. Nice Guy. Sure, scratch the surface of is usually mar. The one across, I'm not sure. Fly in the ointment. Not sure. We'd kill her. Where the CDC is headquartered, I believe it's Atlanta, isn't it? ATL. We'll double check that later. Shake off. Not sure. Something about a nose. I'm not sure which quote that's going to be. Broke down. Castle fortifications. Moats, trenches, battlements, ramparts. It's possible. Fill that in tentatively. Leave red faced. Yeah. Sign of a smashing success. Sunni or Shiites are both Muslim. One wearing a striped shirt is usually a ref. Not sure about the school in Santa Clarita. Pool equipment. Not sure. Another quote. Very quickly. Getting warm. Not sure. The Godfather weapon. Garrote. Probably. Movable parts, needles, playheads. Yeah, I'm not sure what fits there. Man, can't get this tickle out of my throat. Might I ask? Competes for as a contract. Not sure. Okay, going down. Costume garments made from bed sheets. That's usually togas, isn't it? So yeah, and phones I wasn't sure of to begin with. So let's try that. And erase this other stuff for now. Yeah, because this is Enola Holmes. So what are charged for long trips? Teslas, okay. Hub for K-pop would be Seoul. Many a casual fitted top. Not sure. Flood protection. Not sure. Depot station. I'm not sure what exactly would the abbreviation. STN or STA. Leave that one blank for now. Specialized skill. Sure. Wayne's World, I don't know. Rob of the West Wing is Rob Lowe. Tribulation. With only 3 letters, I'm not sure. Get off the fence is going to be like to choose or to opt for something. Like dark green avocados are ripe. No lose situation. Not sure. Microphone. Who invented the microphone? Don't know, but I'm interested to find out. Take full responsibility for something. Own it. Aspects. Not sure, but I do know Frere Jacques. Like some cameras and agendas. Don't know. Really? Don't know. Honkers or beaks? Stand out. No. Blank quits. Not sure. Man, we're not getting much today. Garage job. Lube, maybe? But I'm not sure. What a detail-oriented person might dot. So you cross the T's and dot the I's, but how does that fit into 4 letters? The I dot the I? Yeah, I'm just not sure about that one. Animal House. They like to use sty. Yeah, we'll leave that maybe for now. Cuisine with boat noodles. Don't know. Prefix suggesting low cost is econo. Nature calls. Roars? Possibly. Language is the source of the word khaki. Popular language choice for crosswords is Urdu. Earth Day subject, ecology. Many a time oft. Absorbed is a cost 8. Difficult position, I'm in a tough spot. Little untruths are fibs. Special ops. Uncle Sam's land, informally. Some kind of sofa. So right away, though, the to be's or not to be's is fitting well. Uncle Sam's land. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Lead into dollar or chemical. Don't know. Talk at length, gab. Gone wrong for short with a question mark. Not sure. LA's blank stadium, not sure. Scent of a woman dance. Tango? I don't really remember much about that movie, so other than Al Pacino's hammy hoo-ah. Twisted. I don't know. Tried for second term, reran. AA job. Oh, so hair is wrong for 72 across because this is going to be toe. So it's over your head. Not sure what that's going to be. Meditation sounds ohms. TV role for Lucy Lawless was Xena, Warrior Princess. James Caan of Misery. Author coined the word munchkin. Who wrote The Wizard of Oz? I don't know off the top of my head. Campaign worker aid. Collegiate seniors test. I don't know. Selena Meyer, I think, was Julia Louis-Dreyfus' name on Veep, wasn't it? Parade attraction. Float. On its way. Don't know. Memorization tool. Mnemonic. I'm not sure. Blank honor. Honorific for a judge. What could be his or her? Definitely starts with an H. Not sure which one they want. But then going across here, weed killer would be a hoe. Eastern ties. OPEC? Possibly. Represented. Don't know. Wally Blank, astronaut who commanded Apollo 7. I have no idea. Find charming. Don't know. Lost shipment inquiry. Papa Bear of the NFL. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. Final words. No. So probably Ramparts then is wrong because Parks is probably going to be Parks and Rec. So let's take Ramparts out of here for now. Scope. No. Spanish for good is bueno. Dam on the Nile. Don't know. List of candidates. Not sure. Mozart can be seen on some of them. No idea. Odd numbered page. Ghost-faced Ashen. Israeli PM, not sure. Europe's tallest active volcano, Etna. Channel for cinema. There's a few things this could be, but I think usually it's Turner Classic Movies. I think this one, the 2021 rom-com, so in the 90s they did She's All That. I think they rebooted it in 2021 as He's All That. Family Man. Marvy. Doctor's Order. Not sure. So back to across. No longer in as good a place. Poorer off. Worse off. Okay. Here. Not sure. Early smartphone model. So yeah, it's not the Razor. Moto. Yeah, I'm still not sure. Conflict. So something war clearly, which I don't know. King's assessment. Okay, one of the quotes here. King's assessment of his son, the Crusader. Oh, so the original quote is going to be "Good night, sweet prince." And in fact, the end part I think looks the same. So what do they replace night with? Good. Oh, they just changed it to night with a K. Yeah. Which means that 23 down is not beaks. Honkers. Okay, geese. Duh. All right. With 3 of the 4 letters, I still don't know what the French possessive is. Yell at me later. or now behind your computer screen or TV, whatever you're watching on. Nickname an A, I still don't know what A down is. Harder to grasp, eelier, because eels are slimy. Done deal is a sale. Swan Lake, don't know, Disney World. And a lot of kind of empty stuff here. Radiate. No. We have a little bit on this quote. Santa's view on loyalty. Oh, to thine own self be true. So what's changed in that one? So, yeah, own self. Right away, these 3 letters here, we need 4. So something in here has changed. To thine own elf be true. Okay. Oh, so 39 down isn't sty. Oh, that's going to be the animal house is a den. To thine own elf be true. Ha ha. Okay. I didn't expect that. No. Corner key, okay, on a keyboard is escape. Still don't know the plats in Dear Evan Hansen. Okay, here's another quote. Food at this restaurant stinks, but the duck seems fine. Yeah, I can't think or see what quote that might be taken off. You know, some I don't know. Something athletes strive to break with a T. Tie. Break a tie. Customarily, as a rule, team transports ox carts. It's over your head. It wasn't hair. Don't know then. No, Mr. Nice Guy, meanie with a Y. It's kind of weird. Usually I think of meanie as being M-E-A-N-I-E. Okay, another quote. Schnoz honker. This is what I was thinking of with 23 down, which ended up being geese. Schnoz honker or beak. So a nose something. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's from either. Broke down. Castle fortifications. Yeah, I can't think what else. There's like turrets and yeah, I'm not sure what else fits in there. We have red-faced. Sign of a smashing success. CR. Don't know. Right leaning. And the last quote down here, warning to a beachgoer on St. Patrick's Day. Something about sunscreen, I would imagine. Although on St. Patrick's Day, that's going to the beach. Something about it being too cold. Yeah, I don't know what that's going to be. Getting warm is going to be probably near. Playable part. Oh, something arms. I don't remember what the first word is. Competes for bids on. I figured bids was a part of this. I just wasn't sure how to make it fit there with bids on. A casual fitted top. Flood. Oh, Noah's Ark. Specialized skill. apt. That seems weird. Yeah, I'm not sure about that yet. Wayne's World. Yeah, I still don't know what they're getting at with this Wayne's World. Tribulation, woe. No lose situation, sure bet. So then this one is going to be Opium War. So apparently the microphone inventor is Emil Berliner. Good to know. Like some cameras and agendas hidden. Really, is that so? Stand out. Oh, spot handout would be a towel. Formerly with law enforcement, informally. Something FBI. Garage job, yeah, it's probably lube. Yeah, this might be .I. Cuisine with boat noodles. Thai, I guess. No, Mr. Nice Guy. Still don't know where Uncle Sam's land is going to be. Lead into dollar or chemical. Gone wrong awry. But for short. Is that going to be right? Alright, well, put it for now. There's blank stadium. Still not sure there. Wizard of Oz author, don't remember. Okay, we got an E there now, so this is going to be her honor. Represented. Well, we blank astronaut, don't know. Oh, Mozart, he's on some Euros, isn't he? Okay. Oh, Israeli PM, is that Golda Meir? Family man. Oh, doctor's order an MRI. Okay, here on Earth. Early smart. Oh, T blank blank O. So what is this now? Yeah, specialized skill then can't be apt because TP blank O. I don't think there's any smartphone model. No, huh? Swan, Odetta or Odette? Yeah, I'm not. It's too familiar. Disney World souvenir. Oh, possibility of losing one's job is a stressor. Radiate exude. Oh yeah, and then 33 down is X FBI. Okay. I didn't expect that. Oh, what? I don't know. Okay, so now another quote here. Food at this restaurant stinks, but the ducks, foul. Fare is foul. So fare, as in the fare at the restaurant, F-A-R-E, is foul. So then this is off, because this is going to be N foul. So this is not awry. And foul is fair. What the? I'm not familiar with that Shakespeare quote. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Macbeth. Okay. Delivered by the witches. Oh, yes, of course. Okay. Gotta brush up on my Macbeth, I suppose. Shake off. Okay. So back to the nose one. Schnoz, honker, or beak. Nose by any other name? Yeah. So this is not OPEC. Yeah. A rose by any other name. In this case, a nose by any other name. Broke down, cried. Oh, Olympian queen. So not like Olympics, but like Mount Olympus, so Hera. Pool equipment. Okay, beachgoer on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, beware the Ides of March. Yeah, that I'm not sure what they do at the beginning here, but this at the end is definitely the Ides. Well, March is at the end. Beware the tides of March. Okay. The beachgoer on St. Patrick's Day needs to beware the tides of March. Wah, wah, wah. Very quickly. Okay. Home stretch. Casual fitted top is a lady's t-shirt. Oh, Wayne's, as in John Wayne's world, were westerns. Standout excel. Or I quit. Okay, so it was Odette. No, Mr. Nice Guy, I suppose, is an ogre. And then if this was, I didn't expect that going across OG. Lead into dollar or chemical. Gone wrong. If you're AWOL, you're gone in the wrong way. SoFi Stadium. Munchkin. Yeah, I still, even with those three letters, I don't know what the last one is. Collegiate Seniors Test, don't know. On its way, sent. Memorization to all flashcard. Eastern ties. Don't know, represented. Not sure. Fine, charming, adore. Final words. Odd numbered page and pool equipment. What connects those two? Pool. Oh, a billiards pool would be cues. Okay. But what's a recto? The right-hand side of a leaf of paper in a bound publication, or the front side of a single sheet, which is the first side to be read. It comes from the Latin for right, and is the opposite of verso, which is the back or left-hand side. Okay. There's our trivia for the day, kids, aside from some of this other stuff. Recto and verso, the two sides of page. Good to know. What is this early smartphone of the 2000s? And it's a model, not. I'm gonna have to just give up on that one because I really don't know either of those. One square. Yes, that's gonna exclude my streak. Oh no. Trio. I don't know that I remember that one. And specialized skill is an art. Okay, yeah, that I could have gotten. Oh well, nail salon brand. Yeah, I'm not gonna know that. It's over your head or roof. Okay. So then 57 down, lead into dollar or chemical. Metro, right? Metro. I think so. I have no idea what the nail salon brand is, so that doesn't help verify anything. Shake off, elude. Castle fortifications, armaments, battlements. But not ENTS, ETS. Is float wrong? Well, no, turrets wouldn't fit anyway. Leave red a bash. Hopefully. Sign of a smashing. I might not know this one either. Eastern ties, OBI something. Sign of a smashing success. Yeah, I am not going to get that either. OBIS and SRO. I don't know either. Maybe, but let's see.